What's up, guys? Hang out with the 40th here, back at it with some more Critical Ops content. Today I have some special footage for you guys of Grounded, the unreleased map that's going to be released in update 0.8.0 in late 2016 or early 2017. In this video I'm going to walk you through the entire map and give some speculations on when it may come out. Keep in mind that this is really early pre-release footage, so a lot of elements of the map are missing, but key ones like bomb plants and stuff are still there. So let's start with terrorist spawn and the lobby area of the map. Now the whole map is based off of an airport, and the name Grounded comes from the grounding or landing of a plane. Honestly, I think terminal would have been a better choice, but that's none of my business. Here in the front, you can see Easton International Airport, Easton, Illinois, in fact, International Airport. And in the front of the building, in the sky, there's a beautiful Northern Lights type effect. It's really cool addition to the map. I really like it. It looks beautiful. It's green. It's awesome. I love it. Going inside in the lobby area, there's three sections similar to the map Bureau. From T-spawn, you can kind of see three areas. There's one on the left. There's a skinny one in the middle, and then on the right, you can go to A. That's Bureau. And the first section is a main desk in the center with the title American Midwest. Now, American Midwest is kind of I guess, a hint at American Airlines plus Southwest, maybe. They kind of mix that together. The right section is titled Cielo, which I'm assuming is just another airplane company. And there's a hallway in between the center and right sections called Domestic Departures. So there's American Midwest, then Domestic Departures, and then Cielo. And I'm assuming that Cielo is the cheaper brand because it has an economy line and has a check bags area and stuff like that. Inside of the Cielo stand, there's a small room with boxes and a luggage conveyor belt, and behind that is a small hangar, which we'll look at later in the video. Now, mid-map, back in the lobby, the third section on the left is a larger hallway with signs, arrivals, and baggage claim, which will take you to the center of the map, and probably has the most action, honestly. I think the most action will go down in this area. It's the center, you know, when CT meets T, I think that's where most of the kills are going to happen when it comes to defuse. On the left, there's an interval cafe that leads to the back of the map and to CT spawn. Continuing down the middle, there's a standalone bag checking machine all alone in this room, and I think this could be a primary meeting point between the two teams. I'm looking forward to see more items being placed in this room, as in other areas of the map, but I think more items should be placed here because that's just by itself, and I think there should be more stuff there. Past that is a large waiting area that's right in front of the CT spawn, and to the right of the waiting area, there's a direct pathway to that hangar that I mentioned before. This hangar seems to be one of the two plant sites. There's a big plant marker on the ground, just like in all the other maps. There's a big airplane in the middle of the map, of the hangar, and this could be subject to change. The bomb site could not be here when the map comes out, but you never know. But I wouldn't really expect CFE to change it. I wouldn't expect them to change the total plant arrangement because they just created the map. I think they have the plant sites generally where they're going to be. They might move it inside of the hangar, but I wouldn't expect them to move it out of the hangar. Now, from the back inside in the waiting room, the map leads to the CT spawn with large airplanes in the background, trucks, and those awesome northern lights that I mentioned earlier. A sad part about the airplanes is that you can't board them, which I feel would have been cool, but it makes sense because it's behind the spawn and no one would really have gunfights in there anyways. Facing from CT spawn to T spawn, on the right there's a hallway that I mentioned earlier that leads to the cafe. So like I said, when you go in the cafe, there's a hallway that leads into CT spawn. That's the same hallway. And in mid-map, there's a pretty interesting billboard inside. There's words on there from Plato, and then the company was called Spanix and Sons. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I'm sorry. But Spanix and Sons, and it's named after the lead designer of Critical Force Entertainment, Tim Spanix. And back at CT spawn, I have a closer look at that massive Cielo plane, super huge. I still wish you could get on it, but you can't. And on the left flank of CT spawn is a decent sized area with a few trucks and a path to the hangar or through mid-map in that hallway that I mentioned. The direct pathway to the hangar, you can go through there straight to mid-map. And that, guys, wraps up my coverage of the work in progress map Grounded. Now here are my thoughts on the release date. I think that the map should be released around Christmas, no later than New Year's Day. I think this is because the nature of the map, it's based in Illinois, which is a northern state. Snow all around the map, flurries in the air, and most importantly, those northern lights, which usually only occur in really cold weather, sometimes called auroral zones, I think. It really only occurs in really cold weather. So I think that it should be released around Christmas. That would be perfect, you know, cold weather update, stuff like that. And I think the only problem with this speculation is that we're currently sitting at update 0.5.2. I'll have coverage of that later. And we still have updates 0.6, all their hot fixes, 0.6.1, 0.6.2, and 0.7, all of its hot fixes. And then that's all before grounded. And those are barely even in testing stages yet. They're still in progress. There's like 2 parts of 0.6 that are in testing, but all the rest are still in progress. Like they're not even ready to be tested yet. So, but I think there's 6 months left between now and New Year's. So that gives really about 2 months, roughly about 2 months for each update to come out. And I think that's kind of feasible. I think that's possible to be accomplished. And that's all for my coverage of the map Grounded. If you enjoyed this video, a like rating is always appreciated. If you disliked it, dislike it. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, be sure to drop something in the comments below. Let me know, and I'll be sure to respond quickly. I'm Henry God the 4th, and I'll see you guys in the next video.